Jesus Christ, is he gone?
He's gone, finally.
Jiggy, 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 jiggy.
Aye! This is the greatest moment of his life.
The Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar show. The Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar show. The Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar show. The Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar show.
And you're watching freaking Jiggy Jag TV. Thank you. Good night.
It is. So now I'm going to do this. I'm going to now say goodbye because we've got to get out of here. I've got somebody standing behind the camera because I've overrun it. And now if I don't do that, I'm going to get in trouble. I know you come from Kansas, but there you go. This is Adrian Paul signing off.
It's the thing. You know how to go all out, baby. Okay, it is Jiggy Jag TV. We are out here at the Kansas State Fairgrounds. It is going down like the Titanic's violinists, and I have got the Ninja Experience. By the way, this whole setup is amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, I have to, take full credit, as it is. No, I mean, the guy that started the show had it as, with trusses and stuff like that, the mats and everything. I would be lying if I said it was easy. I'm talking about hours and hours and hours in the shop.
I'm just looking
welding,
at this.
Cutting.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times that we weld something together, we build something, and we go to use it, and then it breaks on us. So, it's a lot of trial and error, really.
A lot of trial and error.
But, we finally got it to where we wanted it, and, obviously every year we try to change up things.
Yes.
So then we get back into the shop, and, we try to keep it
Do
fresh.
it again.
Yeah, because if we come back to the fair, then the next year we want to be, okay, well, this year, this obstacle is completely different. That way it's something different if we go to this location.
I will have to say that your crowds are amazing. You have got the best spot at the fair.
Oh, yeah. When we rolled in here to set up, she said, you're right here. And I said, man, this open grass, this grass is going to be great for the guys for their flips. And the crowds have been fantastic. When we started, we only had the 3 bleachers that I'm sure you probably saw.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was the second show of the second day, they brought over all these extra benches that are around us. Because they're like, we got people standing, sitting, and even now, they fill them, and they're still literally standing. There's people back in the gazebo, there's people standing on the railroad tracks, and the guy coming around on the train's like, get out of the way! About to run him over, but hey, I'm sorry, I'm trying to watch the show. But yeah, the crowds, I was telling somebody earlier that the crowds have these are some of the best crowds we've had all year. That honestly, I think our first show, I was playing pre-show, these would play about 15 minutes. We had a full crowd 30 minutes before our show, just waiting. And we're setting up, and they're just staring at us, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Just getting my show ready. And then we play the pre-show music, and kids are doing cartwheels and gymnastic stuff on the ground outside the fence, and dancing and singing, and you got the whole crowd, the parents singing along to Thunderstruck, and I was like, man, we've never had that happen this year. That's awesome.
I have noticed this last year, there are more like this, All Elite Wrestling, people are starting to sing music.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like something happened that somebody just created all these things all of a sudden. It just came out of nowhere. It was like there was nothing, and then all of this. Yeah.
It's just the craziest deal.
It's I will say it's great to be back at the fair. Yes. That's something I love. In the middle of our shows, all of a sudden I hear some guy singing Don't Stop Believing on the piano.
The rolling piano guy's amazing.
Absolutely.
I feel sorry for that poor bastard, though, because he's got no sunscreen.
Oh, yeah, no, and that's, see, and I feel even worse because they set us up under a tree, so we have all the shade in the world. I can take a nap between shows, blah, blah, blah. This guy's got no sunscreen. I'm just hoping he's got an AC where he can sit in.
So, talk to me about this whole presentation. How has this evolved over the years?
So it originally got started as a ministry, which is a great message for people, and we're all about that.
That's where you got the bricks and the boards.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I remember when I was in high school, which is amazing, or middle school, they used to have these guys that go around. They're called Strike Force.
Yeah, it's very similar to that.
And-
So he started it as a breaking show. It's more of like think of like a taekwondo jiu-jitsu demo show that he evolved, and then he would, just kind of a ministry that he would kind of preach the word. And they were doing fairs, and some of the fairs liked it, but then half of them were like, we don't appreciate you doing it. And for whatever reason, he's like, okay, understandable, and he still wanted to get out there. We still kind of do it on the back end when we're not doing shows, that's just in our nature. But we evolved.
I got it. Now, keep going.
Okay.
I have something that I can share with you later.
It evolved into that, and it was bricks, boards, a lot of the taekwondo demo stuff that they would do. And then when I came on, I said, well, why don't you focus up and do everything ninja? When
Yes.
someone says ninja, you're kind of going around, what do you think when you think ninja? What do you think? So you think board breaking, you think flipping, you think running across stuff on their feet.
I think
like
buying a
parkour.
grappling hook out of Black Belt magazine.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And then obviously, people think of the, obstacles.
Oh, yeah, the obstacle
So
course.
we combine it all, give them a little bit of taste of everything, and that way everybody gets their fix. And
That's awesome. Well, see, when I first read this in the manual, I'm like, the ninja experience. I'm like, okay, is this going to be like Michael Dudikoff, American Ninja?
Yeah.
And then I get here, and it's the obstacle course, it's everything. You guys literally have it all.
Absolutely, and that's
And you've got your Michael J. Fox Back to the Future 2 hat, which is pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge fan. And we try to liven it up, and with our show, the action's there, but that's where the announcers on both units, we try to bring the funny as much as we can.
Yes.
Because there's nothing wrong with an action-packed show, but as I've been evolving as a host and as a performer and as an announcer, I've literally been taking bits and pieces of every show that I've done, looking at other shows, looking at other announcers, and figuring out what it takes to make a show great as an announcer. And it's a healthy combination of everything.
Yes.
Being able to be serious, being able to be funny, and self-deprivation does not, definitely does help as well.
So tell me about some of the different guys that are in this show. The one that you guys are doing here.
Yeah, so one of them is 20, former construction worker. He's only got 2.5 years of experience, and he's already at almost at the level of the other guy that's got 10 years of experience.
Wow.
It comes together of how much focus they have.
Yes.
And I will say, we've had a lot of ups and downs this summer. We've had injuries from guys. We've had guys that just up and quit for whatever reason when they go home, and I have no idea why. And
Getting out of the biz.
Yeah, exactly. I'm never using that guy again.
Never using that guy.
Yeah,
again.
and I'm going to spread word that nobody uses. No.
That's right.
No, we just keep it humble. But Jake, found this guy, and he was available, and he said, you know what, I'm going to take a vacation. I'm going to come out because he's always wanted to do it professionally.
Yeah.
And this has been the best combination we've had all summer.
That's awesome.
Jared's a real cool guy. Jake's a real cool guy. And we work hard together. We all come from backgrounds that if you want something, you need to work for it. And I think there's not enough of that, in the country right now, honestly. And maybe that's why some of the guys quit, because we have to set this whole show up ourselves.
Yes.
And maybe they're just like, I'm
yeah,
not doing that work.
because I was talking to Nathan, who does a lot of the setup and stuff here at the fair with the events, and I was like, is all that gear out there theirs? He's like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my God, these trusses, all the
Yeah. And somebody earlier that was talking to us asked, how many people, what's the workforce that we have to set up, that we hire out or anything? And I said, there's 3 of us.
3 guys.
And we're in the show. And when we raise the truss, I don't have a pulley system or anything. It's literally those 2 guys on one side and the bear on the other, and we raise that thing
Just
up.
raise that thing up.
We just give her a heck.
That's awesome. So I guess before I let you go, how do people get in touch with you at social media, websites, all these things?
Absolutely. So we steered away from a website mainly because it was like, what are we going to put on? Just a video and some quick information on one page. There's no point. So we focus mainly on social media. So we're on Instagram and Facebook, just under The Ninja Experience. You can see a lot of videos. I've got at least one from our crowds from our first day here. And you can send message is there. So if there's anybody that's like, hey, you guys do, we're open to do small events even, you know, I mean, as long as the price is right, because of what it takes to
You're
set
bringing
everything
in all
up.
this gear. And
So, you know, I mean, if
yeah,
there's
yeah. You guys aren't like the professional wrestlers that I interview. You're not coming in for a hot dog and a handshake.
Right, exactly. I mean, these guys, you know, they throw their bodies on the line, you know, every day, and especially with the weather and stuff like that. I mean, they risk it. I mean, Jared actually fell today because there was a little dew still on one of the obstacles. And he fell straight to the ground. We don't get water like everybody else, you know, on TV. So
now, one of the things I noticed, which I just love this about these kind of shows, you have little bits that you work in every show. Explain the lighter bit too.
So the lighter bit is just the reason we put that in the show was to take a break and make sure that we extend it, and we want them to have a little bit of a laugh. You know, it gives me a chance to show off a little bit too, which is always good. No,
it's all about you.
Right, exactly. I mean, I'm out there the whole time. These guys only perform for like maybe 10 minutes apiece. You know, I'm out there the whole 30 minutes.
That's right.
No, so it's a stunt where basically, you know, I chop through 4 boards where it's a steel jaws that if I don't go fast enough, they'll come down. And I've actually, you can see right there, I've actually cut my hand a couple of
look
times
at that.
from not paying attention and hitting the teeth and trying to, you know, go through it fast. But, you know, I talk about how I'm going to light it on fire and reach in my pockets and I don't have a lighter. So then I ask the audience if anybody's got one, make it kind of look like a mistake in the show. And I do kind of, I always get these looks from all these.
And they buy it every time.
Yeah, they're looking at me like, what an idiot. Why would you not have a lighter for your show? It's so unprofessional. And then somebody's like, here, I got you. And they help me out. They give me a lighter. I ask them, you know, if ninjas are good or bad.
Yes,
You know,
that's another
and
one.
whatever the answer they give me, they're normally always wrong. And then I explain how
They're normally always wrong.
ninjas are bad guys, you know, and I talk about how the original purpose of a ninja was to steal, and how they could sneak in and rob you blind right in front of your eyes, and you wouldn't even know that you were getting robbed at that moment right in front of your face. Say, I just want to make sure everybody knows that, so you leave the fair knowing one important fact. I tuck the lighter in my pocket, and I say, and that fact is, and then I pull out a huge torch and I say, I'm really good at my job.
That's awesome.
And then they look at me dumbfounded like, he didn't even need the lighter.
Well, this has been fantastic. And the Ninja Experience, the Kansas State Fair. Thanks for watching, Jiggy.